Hello there, everybody. This is Conquest, and we are back. The thing happened again where I lost an episode, but it's fine because it was kind of a boring one anyway. The reason I'm on peaceful is because I finished the mob farm and I wanted to show off what I did. So I learned that in this pack, I think it's this pack, there is a mod that makes it to where mobs break trapdoors and such. So I had to completely revamp this from what it was. Let me just turn up the brightness real quick. So you should be able to see this. It's in, but actually no. I will just put a torch up real quick. For the sake of easy. So as you can see, I basically went through like 3 stacks of iron and a decent chunk of redstone, and filled every standable block that isn't a slab. Every standable block with a conveyor belt. Things can spawn on these, and what they do is they just move people and items around, and this navigates them towards the hole. So it's actually more effective than the thing I had with the trapdoors, but it again cost like 3 stacks of iron or whatever. So, and I just slapped it on peaceful real quick so I could come in here and show everybody this. You won't want to do it like this unless you have what I have going, which is I've automated my ore thing over there. You can kind of see. So I basically have infinite iron now. I was copious amounts. So I'm gonna get down there, go out of creative, and then continue. Okay. And let me also just put it on normal. Okay, I don't know if you could see what I was just pulling up, but I was just kind of looking at my recorder tab to make sure it was in fact recording, and it is. I think what was happening was I always forget that I have the key for recording bound to F9, which is the one that makes the chunk lines come up. So I would immediately stop recording and then start it again because that would cycle through it to where it would be like this. But I think that just made my recording software just flip out entirely. I put a sound muffler there because this would be horrifying otherwise. So there are iron spikes so that it gets the good drops too. And I'll have the item collection set up is you can kind of see that there's an item retrieval node thing, or transfer node, with 2 world interaction upgrades. I don't think 1 is quite enough. But if you put a couple in there, then it will pick up items much like you would use a vacuum hopper for, but there is no vacuum hopper in this pack. Or it's been disabled from what I think it's extra utilities or whatever. Okay, I did have the glass there as a nice thing so I could see what was going on, but apparently they can break through glass. So that's a thing. I just have some barrels set up. It's just sticks because I ran out of things that I would have in the barrels. So I have the basic ones. I saw in a comment on the Jaded Cat forums that these zombie brains with the witching gadgets Thaumcraft add-on, you can dry them out into brain jerky, and that not only is kind of a crappy food, but it also gives you a couple of primal aspects. Like I ate one and got 2 ordo from it, so I kind of wanted to get a head start on that, so I would have it when I started Thaumcraft, because that would make it so much easier. Okay, so with regards to the automated ore setup, I don't have sand in here yet because I don't really have much of a need for the sand ones, because the main thing that I would get from that is the Certus quartz, and I'm not doing applied energistics quite yet. Got a little tongue-tied. So I moved the cobble gen node over here. You'll see that it is not over there, although it appears I left the transfer node. I just plopped one on here and put the thing in there, so it's filling this hopper continually. I don't even know why I have a hopper on there to begin with at this point, but whatever. And it's pulverizing the stone from that into gravel, which goes both to here and to here. Where, and then this is gravel and sand. The sand goes out to here. This is sand and dust is produced. So the dust goes here. That's just for overflow purposes. So it goes straight from sand to another one for dust, and then that dust is sieved. The main reason I have that is for redstone, because that is something that is in short supply all the time. And it's completely powered by a magmatic dynamo. Just one is enough to power all of these. I've forgotten how good these were. This was my power setup in Agrarian Skies 1, is I just had a bank of these connected to a bank of crucibles and a cobble gem. I think it was an igneous extruder in that. But. So I got 3 crucibles, which is more than I need, which is kind of what I was going for. Yeah, there we have the dried brains that give primal aspects in this. They don't fill up much, but that's not why I have them. So I learned that apparently I had forgotten that the basic fluid duct doesn't work so well with the hot things, which apparently includes the molten metals from the smeltery, so it kind of exploded, and I lost like 5 iron ingots worth of molten iron, but it didn't go everywhere and explode everything, so it just exploded the fluid duct and the servo attached to it. So I just had to make the kind that can do any temperature, and make another thing of servos, and it's fine. It's working. Nothing to see here. I just needed to get on top of the smelter to get at a tree. Speaking of, is this thing still going? Yes. Looking good. I keep meaning to do that cactus thing, but I keep forgetting. So this isn't doing anything anymore, it's just sitting there. I'll probably repurpose that. And on topic of the item transfer nodes, that was the original thing I had going from this chest for where this servo is, or the servo and the item ducts are. I originally had an item transfer node and then a bunch of transfer pipes going up in there. But the problem that I kept running into was it handles items slightly differently than an item duct, which will just pull items out if it has a place to put them. Like I have a bunch of stuff in this one. Ooh, boots. Let me put those on. Oh, I have the oak boots on, right? So it would only pull things out if it could put them somewhere, but the item transfer node, what it does is it just pulls the first item in an inventory out and just puts it in this one inventory spot it has. That's how it does that. So the problem I ran into was I didn't have anywhere for some stuff to go. So I think it was a couple of these brains. They just clogged up the entire thing and it just stopped transferring anything. It probably wouldn't be unworkable right now because I have this. And I think I was getting ready to make a hardened servo so I could get the bows to just go straight to the trash can because I'm going to get way too many of them otherwise. So, and that's, you get that by, you just do that. A servo and an invar ingot gets you the hardened one. So I think metadata is the one that I wanted. I think that's the one I wanted. Okay. Yeah. Ignore metadata. So whitelist. Just bows. It will only pull bows. Or it should. Is there anything good in there that I want to save? Glowstone dust. Ooh, potion of healing. Might as well save those. I want those for scanning purposes later. Okay. Just in case this doesn't work for whatever reason, I was pulling out the important things. And we have success and an iron ingot. Nice. So I guess I have to... There was an update which it just added a couple things and fixed a couple things. Nothing super important or astounding. But it apparently reset the configs for all this stuff. I think that about covers everything that I've done / covered last time, but it didn't record. Let me make sure that's doing it still. Yes. Okay, so if you paid attention to my inventory, you might notice that I was I mean, if you know how things are made recipe-wise, you would know that I am potentially making a redstone furnace because I want to make some stone because I want to start actually making my stuff look nice. So, let's see. Oh, I have enough already. Wow, okay. Forgot how close I was. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. I think I may need to make a few more power conduits. What do I have on me? I have a little bit of redstone, but not much. I have the metals for it and the glass. I just don't remember. I know I have. Yeah, I know I have some lead ingots. I just couldn't remember exactly where they were. I'm gonna want to automate them being put on racks at some point, but I'm not sure exactly how I would work that. Glad I actually have a use for these now. They sort of just took up space before. I mean, they have uses before, but not enough to warrant the amount that drop. Okay. Believe it was something to the effect of that. I'm never sure if it's 2 glass and 1 lead or not. That muffler is not doing a ton, is it? I put it there because it would be super loud otherwise, but it's still kind of annoying. I'm going to spawn in another one to see if it stacks, and then I'm going to destroy it. I just don't know if it actually works that way. Okay, it does. Okay, so I think I'm going to make another one of those right now. Because it's just it's cheap. I don't remember exactly. How did I make that? Ah, yes. Yes. Okay. Do I have string on me? No. So I got plenty of string as I made like 4 big trees and silkworm them because I needed string to make the first one. So I got way too much of it. Okay. So it's a note block surrounded by wool. To make a note block, you just do a redstone surrounded by wood planks. And make the muffler, you just surround that with wool of any kind, I think. That's much better. Okay. Kind of sucks that it muffles everything else over here, but... Okay, back to where I was. Wrench. I'm not sure if I can pick up those with the amount of lava it has. Let me just do this. Okay, so it does not keep the amount of lava it has, but that's not really much of a problem because I've got copious amounts. I have 10,000 just in the one because it sucks it from these two and puts it into this one. And then takes whatever else it needs and puts it over here. So, I mean, magmatic dynamos are... You would think that they would be super expensive for being able to output 120 RF per tick, and then it scales based on how much you actually need. Like, I think it's 96 is what I have going. Oh, it's actually doing 100. I guess it's because everything had a chance to get less than full when I unplugged it for a minute. Like, it should be slowing down a bit here in a sec. Once this fills up. Curious. Oh, there we go. So once that fills up, this should start going down to about like 96. I don't think that's a decent amount saved up, I guess. I'm just going to put that there. That's fine. I'm going to make this look better eventually. I say that about all this stuff, and then I never do, but I will make all of this look nicer. I promise. So the reason I did that is, or got that, was so I could start making smooth stone in bulk. Because I like having a lot of smooth stone. You can make gravel roads and edgestone bricks from Extra Utilities, I think it is, and they look nice. Yeah, I still have the dolly on me. I hate how these opaque item ducts and hardened fluid ducts look almost exactly the same. I feel like that's an oversight, and it sucks. I keep putting one down thinking it's the one, and it's not. I'm just gonna put you here. And that should fill you up. Yes. And this is going at a reasonable clip. Oh, and it's just conveniently also exporting over here into this chest. That's nice. I didn't even intend for that to happen. How much iron do I have on me? Enough. Good. First, let's just dump a bunch of stuff into this chest that I don't need at this moment. I do need iron. I do need wood. So I want to be able to have a copious amount of solid stone going in at any one time, so that I can just leave it going for a while and it'll keep going. So I'm going to make a hopper and put a chest on top of it filled with stone. Okay. And I just put a bunch of stone in you, and it will just suck it into the hopper. Let me just clear a good bit of my inventory so I can fill that chest up quickly. Okay. Because once I can start making the nice looking things and like types of bricks and stuff, that's going to be a lot better. That should last me a good while. But you know, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to move that. I'm gonna make a chest specifically for the smooth stone. Yeah, I was about to say, I knew I had an item duct on me a minute ago. So I'm going to put it kind of almost touching that other chest, but not quite touching that other chest. To make sure this is working. There we go. You don't need a servo if it's actually physically going to export it through a side, for example. If something's going to push something through a pipe, it will do so if there is a pipe. It doesn't matter if there's a servo that's attached or on, which is nice. Okay, I guess it's going to stay at 120 because there's the furnace now going. Probably going to need to add a second one soon, but as I was saying earlier, you would think these would be super expensive for what they can do. But it's really not. It's just 3 Invar ingots, 2 Invar gears, a redstone, and this redstone transmission coil, which is just redstone and silver. So it's entirely doable, completely easily. Okay, I think I can test this out again. I gave you a decent amount of these too. I mean, I got 2 earlier and I got 3 just now. It's going to make the Thaumcraft stuff so much easier to actually research everything. That was always the problem I ran into, is I ran out of all the things. All the base things, specifically. So I also finished a couple of quests in that last episode. But first, let me just do this. I get a void bag, which is basically just a portable trash can. I finished a few of this line. The auto miner, which is, you just need a stone miner and a cobblestone upgrade, which is this. The stone miner is just 7 smooth stone, with a furnace in the middle and on the bottom a stone pickaxe. And you need to make 2 of these for the quest because you need one in the recipe for the cobblestone upgrade, which is a line of smooth stone on the top and bottom, and in the middle the stone miner flanked on either side by a water bucket and a lava bucket. And you can also use the clay buckets, or a clay bucket of lava and any container of water whatsoever, it looks like. So that's how you do that. And I think I will actually demonstrate how you would use that as a cobble gen. Because it is a fair cobble gen in the beginning. But I want to show off this void bag first. It's exactly what you think it is. You put whatever you want in there and it disappears. Just like a trash can. Okay. Where'd I put the cobble gen up there? There it is. Okay. It's probably gonna mine up that wood. So what you do is put that in there. It even has a little picture of the cobble gen. I like that. So what you do is you put a pick there, and I think I need a shovel. But I'm not certain of that fact. I have a lot of barrels. Let's see if I can use this. I'm going to spawn one in just for the purposes of this demonstration, then I will delete it. Good enough. Or not. Why isn't it working? Okay then. I will just make one out of flint and a stick. That is completely fine. I probably wanted one anyway. I just never got around to it. Where's all my wood? There it is. Oh, I have sticks anyway. That's convenient. I think I already have a shovel pattern. So, simple. I'm not sure why none of the stuff I had was wanting to go into this. So you'll notice there's cobblestone. And you just click out of here frequently. And you will just get a bunch of cobblestone, and we'll use up durability on the pick quite quickly. And if you do, I'm doing with both mouse clicks, you can probably hear I'm going crazy. And I believe it did mine both of those things under it. So, that's fine. It makes my platform less flammable a little bit. That's why so much of this is cobblestone, is because I did the netherrack quest, where I right-clicked a barrel of lava with, a stone barrel of lava specifically with redstone, and it gave me netherrack. I did that 3 times to get that so that I could have decent lava production. How's this doing, by the way? To check those every now and then. This is the only one of the 2 that is not hooked up to the cobble gen, because it doesn't generally take that much that quickly. Where is it going? Oh yeah, and then it kept setting every bit of wood within like a 3 to 4 block radius on fire, and it was burning everything down. So I have encased it in stone, because everything is made out of wood. But, I mean, so this is it's exporting everything from there into this chest. Copious amounts of even the rare things, like diamond and emerald. I have more of them in those chests. Got a bunch of stuff in these. See how much smooth stone I got. Good amount. Okay. I feel like I'm forgetting about something. Oh, right, so I did that. Power drive. You make a stone generator. I think it's this one, yeah. Which is the U. It's the opposite direction U, where it goes on the sides and then on the bottom of smooth stone. A block of redstone in the middle, and then this RF engine in the middle. I mean, the top. You make that just with using another block of redstone, flanked on either side by gold ingots, and then the top and bottom rows are iron ingots. And what that also does, if you just have that as an item, is if you put it in where the coal thing... Oh. Did not notice it run out of thing. If you put the RF engine in the fuel slot and hook up power to it, it will use the RF instead of like the flammable things like wood and coal and the fuel pellets. So that makes it more viable into the mid-game. End-game, you're going to probably have like the Mine Factory Reloaded thing, but I love progressive automation. It is a really good mod, especially for things like this. Because it lets you automate stuff so early for so cheap, but you actually have to upgrade it to make it useful. And I did it, the automatic sieving. I had already made this prior to the last thing that I tried to record. And in that reward bag, I got a weak blood orb from Blood Magic. There. Which is, it's just a diamond and a blood altar. But it took 200 life points, so it's a pretty good item. But it was a greater reward bag, so I'm a little bit disappointed. But it's fine. And the stone generator produces 40 RF per tick. I think that they get a little bit better, but go for less time each tier. The iron and diamond. Okay. I think that was everything I did, and then I did this on camera. I made the trash can off camera, but it's cheap. It's just some smooth stone, cobble, and a chest. So it's kind of impossible to do until you get the slab furnace in the beginning, but then it's like super easy. Okay. And with the generator quest, I unlocked the power grid quest, which allows me to do these quests, which are just power generation things. This is windmills, which I'm probably not going to get into. Oh, it actually is a little bit tempting, but that's just 8 RF per tick. No. The solar panel, which this base one, it gives you 1 RF per tick. So it's not great, but if you're familiar with, if you remember the old Industrial Craft 2 solar panels with that extension mod that lets you just duct tape them all together into one block, and it was just as effective as all of them combined. What was I doing? Oh yeah. It basically does the same thing where this is the first one, where it's just some planks, a redstone, and then these mirrors on the top, which is just glass and silver. That gives you 2 of the mirrors. You need 3 per solar panel. And as the tiers go up, you need the previous solar panels. This top one is amazing. 4,096 RF per tick. That's just for being in the sun. You don't have to give it any fuel or anything. How long have I been going? I think I'm going to end this episode here, so I will do some stuff off camera, and I will be back in a few minutes. So, until next time, this has been Conquest. Farewell.